It wouldn't be a Cowboys training camp without drama, and this year, the offensive line has taken center stage. After starting the offseason with a renewed sense of confidence and momentum under head coach Brian Schottenheimer, Dallas has hit a rough patch up front. First, rookie first-rounder Tyler Guyton suffered an injury that will keep him out for 4 to 6 weeks. And just as the team began exploring potential replacements, another setback hit. Veteran lineman Hakeem Adeniji missed Wednesday's practice, spotted on the sideline in street clothes. For fans following the Cowboys closely, Adeniji was seen as the most logical option to step in for Guyton. A seasoned pro with big game experience, he brought versatility, poise, and toughness to the offensive line room. Having started in both the AFC Championship game and Super Bowl LV6 with the Cincinnati Bengals, he was supposed to be the next man up. But now, even that safety net is missing, at least temporarily. There's still no official word on why Adeniji was sidelined, and the Cowboys are being cautious in how they communicate the situation. That alone suggests this isn't viewed as a long-term issue, but in a training camp that's already thin at key positions, every rep matters. Every snap missed by a potential starter is a missed opportunity to build chemistry with Dak Prescott and the rest of the offense. But here's where things get interesting. This isn't a moment to panic. It's a moment to evaluate the depth and grit of a team that's aiming to make a deep postseason run. And when one player goes down in Dallas, the expectation is simple. The next man steps up. That next man? Right now it appears to be Nathan Thomas, a 7th-round rookie who wasn't expected to be more than a developmental piece this year. But with both Guyton and Adeniji unavailable, Thomas has taken the bulk of first-team reps at left tackle, and early reports suggest he's embracing the challenge. For most franchises, trusting a Day 3 rookie to protect your franchise quarterback's blindside would be a red flag. But Dallas has built something different in recent years. Under offensive line coach Mike Solari and GM Will McClay, the Cowboys have prioritized cross-training linemen, developing depth, and identifying traits over draft pedigree. So when Thomas lined up with the starters, it wasn't a panic move. It was a calculated step in his accelerated development. What's encouraging is that even without Guyton and Adeniji, the offense has continued to click in early team drills. Dak Prescott looks sharp, the run game is flowing with purpose, and there's a sense of urgency from the entire offensive line unit, knowing that every snap in Oxnard could determine who's on the field in Week 1. But make no mistake, this challenge is real. Replacing a first-round talent and a Super Bowl starter is no easy task. Yet it's precisely in moments like this that team identity is forged. Can the Cowboys respond with resilience? Can they rally around the idea that championships aren't won by individuals, but by units that function as one, even when the depth chart is stretched thin? Cowboys fans, how are you feeling about the state of the offensive line right now? Are you confident in Nathan Thomas stepping into this role? Do you believe Adeniji will return in time to stabilize the left side? Or do you want to see the front office explore a potential veteran signing to shore things up? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your take. And make sure you're subscribed because training camp is just heating up, and every day brings new headlines from Oxnard.
With Hakeem Adeniji and Tyler Guyton both sidelined, all eyes have turned to the lesser-known names in the Dallas Cowboys offensive line group. One name rising from the background is Nathan Thomas, the rookie 7th-round pick who now finds himself thrust into the spotlight far earlier than anyone expected. In most NFL camps, a 7th-rounder would be fighting just to make the 53-man roster. But in Oxnard, Thomas is being given reps with the first-team offense, and the coaching staff is watching him closely. This situation, while certainly not ideal, is an early test of Brian Schottenheimer's culture and adaptability. The Cowboys' offensive coordinator and new head coach have emphasized resilience, preparation, and competition. It's one thing to preach that philosophy in meetings. It's another thing entirely when injuries force you to live it out on the field. That's what's happening right now with Dallas, and it might just reveal some hidden gems in the trenches. Veterans like Zach Martin and Tyler Biadasz are doing their best to anchor the group and lead the younger guys through this moment. Martin, in particular, has reportedly been working closely with Thomas after practice, going over technique and footwork. These are the kinds of small details that don't make headlines, but they win football games in December. And let's not overlook the significance of what the front office has built. While it's easy to focus on the injuries, the Cowboys deserve credit for preparing a roster deep enough to survive setbacks at key positions. Adeniji's absence hurts, no question. The same goes for Guyton, a promising first-round pick. But Dallas brought in versatile veterans like Chuma Edoga and drafted swing players like Asim Richards last year for a reason. The goal wasn't just to build a starting five, it was to assemble a full, adaptable unit, one that could take hits and still keep Dak Prescott upright. And speaking of Dak, let's talk about what this means for him. Coming off an injury of his own, Prescott needs an offensive line he can trust. Protection leads to confidence, and confidence leads to efficient execution. That's why every rep in camp matters. The chemistry being built right now between Dak and his temporary protectors will pay dividends once the season begins, especially in those high-pressure moments where trust in your line can mean the difference between a 15-yard gain and a game-changing turnover. Brian Schottenheimer is watching this unfold closely. He's using this as a test, not just of personnel, but of mindset. Who's ready to step up? Who's preparing like a starter even when they're listed on the third string? And perhaps most importantly, who can keep this offense moving while the stars recover? Now over to you, Cowboys Nation. What do you think about Nathan Thomas stepping into a major role? Do you trust the coaching staff's ability to hold the line together until Guyton and Adeniji return? Could this be the beginning of a breakout story? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know who you're watching during camp.
As the Cowboys work through offensive line injuries, one unexpected storyline has energized the entire training camp. Rookie running back Jaydon Blue. When Dallas selected Blue in the 5th round, many analysts considered him a project player. He came in with modest expectations, especially competing against veterans like Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. But just 1 week into training camp, Blue is forcing the coaching staff and the fans to rethink everything. According to offensive coordinator Clayton Adams, Blue isn't just holding his own, he's making the offense more dynamic. It's rare to hear such early praise from a coordinator, especially for a late-round rookie, but Adams didn't hold back, calling Blue extremely competitive and saying flat out, when the ball's in his hands, exciting things happen. What's most impressive is that Blue's breakout isn't just based on raw talent, it's built on consistent effort. When pads came on, many expected Blue's flash to fade, but it didn't. He kept hitting holes with speed and confidence. He kept absorbing contact, bouncing off tackles, and showing vision that you don't often see from a rookie this early in camp. That kind of physical and mental readiness is exactly what the Cowboys' run game has been missing. Let's not forget, Dallas is trying to reinvent its ground game in 2025. After last year's struggles, the front office made it clear that the run game needed more juice, more unpredictability, more explosion, and more toughness. Blue, against all odds, is checking all those boxes. There were rumors swirling early in the offseason about Blue's work ethic, but the Cowboys have emphatically shut that narrative down. Every coach and insider at camp has described Blue's demeanor as focused, joyful, and deeply competitive. He's already become a favorite in the locker room, and his positive energy is bleeding into the rest of the offensive unit. And here's the key. This isn't just camp hype. The Cowboys coaching staff isn't in the business of handing out compliments for free. They know how much is at stake. The NFC East is unforgiving. Every offensive snap matters. Every roster decision is critical. If Jaydon Blue is getting real touches with the first-team offense, it's because he's earned it. Not because of injury, not because of media buzz, but because he's producing. What's more exciting is how this affects the offense as a whole. A back like Blue who can burst through holes, catch passes out of the backfield, and stretch the edge opens up Schottenheimer's playbook in ways we haven't seen since Tony Pollard's prime. Imagine a split backfield with Blue and Sanders. Picture motion plays with Blue coming across the formation, faking the jet sweep, then exploding through the middle. That kind of creativity becomes possible when you have a weapon like Blue stepping up. Of course, the preseason games will be the true proving ground. Training camp is one thing, but in-game execution is another. Still, based on what we've seen, there's every reason to believe Blue will continue to rise. Now, Cowboys Nation, here's where we want to hear from you. Do you believe Jaydon Blue has what it takes to make an immediate impact this season? Could he be the surprise breakout star of the Cowboys offense in 2025? How would you like to see him used?
More inside zone runs or creative screens and outside pitches? Let's talk football in the comments. Drop your thoughts, theories, and predictions below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There's a lot more coming from Oxnard.